Hello everyone. We have already discussed the introduction of human resource management, part 1 in our previous session. Now we'll be moving to the introductory concepts of HRM, part 2 in this session. And talking about the objectives of this session, we will be discussing different functions of human resource management that are operative functions, managerial functions, and advisory functions. Also, we will be discussing several forms of organization that are line organization, functional, and line and staff organizations. So, very quickly, we'll be moving towards the functions of HRM. As we can see on the slide, that it is divided into 3 categories. One is operative function, another one is managerial function, and the third is advisory function. Coming first to operative functions, we can see several functions mentioned here, in which recruitment and selection is there, training and development, compensation, industrial relation, as well as performance appraisal. The operative functions are not limited to only these functions, but here we have just taken the major functions that are being performed by an HR manager in the organization. So, moving towards the operative functions, in which first recruitment and selection. If we talk about recruitment and selection, it is the most important function of human resource management. And basically, if we talk about recruitment, it is the process of creating pool of candidates through which we can select the right person for the right job. Means through recruitment process, we are trying to prepare inventory, and from that inventory, we will be selecting the candidates who will be perfect fit for our organization. But yes, before starting the recruitment process, we need to put a lot of effort in developing job description, posting the job vacancies, as well as interviewing the candidates. This function is very time consuming as well as costly. So it should be implemented in the organization with a in a very careful manner. The next function is training and development. Once we have finished the process of recruitment selection, our next function of HRM starts, that is training the employees. Okay. Once we have recruited the employees, we will be training them so that they can give their best to that particular job. So training will be just to enhance the specific skills regarding the job for the employees. And if we talk about the development, basically it will be regarding the overall development of the employee in the organization. So this is also the important function of HRM. And coming to the third and the important function, that is compensation. Talking about compensation, it is something what an employee get in exchange of their work done in the organization, and they are compensated on the basis of job evaluation, not on the basis of their performance. Means the job descriptions and specifications are developed, and on the basis of that, the evaluation of the job is being done, and the worth value of the job is predetermined. Okay, and on the basis of that, we try to hire the personnel, and once the personnel will enter the organization, they will be getting that remuneration as their salary. And while fixing the remuneration of the personnel, we need to keep several factors in mind, in which there will be the employee basic needs will be most important. Along with that, the capacity of the industry to pay. If the organization is not in the capacity to pay to their employees, we cannot offer something more than that. So we need to consider what is the organization pay structure, and the most important, that is the wage level of the competitors. What our competitors are paying to their employees, that also need to be considered, and accordingly the wage policy of their organization needs to be decided. Next function is industrial relation. It is also very important in organizational context, because in this we try to maintain a very good relationship in the organization, in the party among the parties who are existing in the industry. Especially if we are talking about the basic two parties of the industry, they are the employers who are the job provider, and the job seeker who are the employees. Okay, so basically we can say that industry is a place where the job provider and the job seekers meet. So an HR manager can do a great deal in maintaining industrial relation peace in the organization. It's their responsibility how they can create a good environment in which the workers and the employees can work with a great zeal, with a smooth relationship in the organization. Next is performance appraisal. Once the employees start performing in the organization, they have a kind of expectation from the employer side, because if they are performing good, obviously they will be expecting something very good in return of their work done. They will be getting their compensation amount, but apart from their compensation, apart from their salary, what they are getting on a monthly basis, they are expecting something more because they have performed very good in the organization. So basically, once the employee, if he have completed 1 year in the organization, after that his performance will be appraised, will be evaluated, and on the basis of the evaluation, he will be getting a kind of incentive in the organization. So performance appraisal is something related to the performance of an employee, and in this process the employee's performance is appraised. Next one is ensuring legal compliances. This is also one of the major function of HR department, and the HR department of every organization should be aware of all the laws and the policies that relate to employment, working conditions, working hours, overtime, minimum wage, tax allowances, etc. Because until and unless they will be aware about all these laws and policies, how they can just provide these kind of facilities to their workers who are in the organization. So these were the operative functions that an HR managers need to operate while they are in the organization. Now, coming to the next functions that are managerial functions, that is planning, organizing, staffing, coordinating, and controlling. So planning is a future course of action, and what we need to do in future, we need to plan before. That is planning. After planning, we need to, whatever roadmap we have prepared, we need to assure the availability of all the resources that we need in the planning process. Okay, so we need to organize all the resources that we require, and that is the process of organizing. Then comes the staffing. We need to uh, identify that which manpower is going to deal with which manpower is going to take the responsibility of what activity, and these this should be finalized and well coordinated. Okay, so this is the staffing, means we need to place right person for the right at the right job. After that comes directing. While we talk about directing, this function is basically to direct employees. If we are talking about directing, that doesn't mean always that we need to direct our employees, but we the manager need to guide, also need to motivate their employees so that they can successfully achieve their goals. And wherever they have any problem, the manager needs to coordinate with the people, and accordingly they need to try to find out the solution for the same. And the last is controlling. The last and the important aspect, every activity that is ongoing in the organization, that needs to have a kind of control, because if there will be no control over the activity, the plan may deviate from its original path. So basically, this function is concerned with the regulation of activities of employees in accordance with the plans which have been formulated to achieve the objective of the organization. And if we talk about the advisory functions, two functions are there. One is advice to top management and advice to lower management. Basically, we know that HR manager acts as a bridge between the top management and the employees who are at the different levels in the organization. So HR manager can provide inputs to the top management, as well as they can share the queries, their grievances, their opinions that they have received from the staffs at different positions. They can share the same to the top management. So that is basically the function of the HR manager, that is known as advisory function. And now coming to the different forms of organization, the first is line organization. which is the oldest and simplest form of organization structure, and also it is known as scalar or military organization, because in this form of organization, authority flows from top to bottom. Means authority is maximum at the top and it reduces at each successive level down the organization. If we talk about the characteristics of the line organization, then there is a kind of strict discipline in such form of organization. Also, it is not based upon plan specialization, and there is a unity of command. Means the authority is maximum at the top, and from the top, everything is being controlled. It is generally suitable for small scale operations, and also it is quite economical. Here we can have a framework of the line organization. We can see here the chief executive officer will be there, then the HR manager, and under HR manager there may be several other managers also. Or we can say that there will be chief executive officer, there will be HR manager, marketing manager, or we can say that there will be chief executive officer, a manager will be there who will be handling all the other functions of the organization, and under the category of manager there may be several other employees also. Next is the functional organization, and in this form of organization, all activities are grouped together according to certain functions like production, finance, marketing, personnel, etc. And each function is put under the guidance of a specialist who directs the activities of that area. And every employee is required to report to his respective functional head. If we are talking about the functional manager, so definitely he will be specialist in his respective area. And in this form of organization, the line of authority is functional or it may be diagonal. Means the function manager have the authority over the functions wherever it is performed. Okay, they can just deal with their functions, or they have the authority over the other functions wherever in anywhere in the organization if it is performed. A kind of loose discipline we can see, and it is based on high degree of specialization. Unity of command is not followed like line organization, because in this form of organization, each subordinate may get instruction from his line boss as well as from his functional boss. That's why it's suitable for large scale operations where expert knowledge is required, or we can say it is must, and it is very costly. Here we can have a structure of functional organization, and we can see that there is a chief executive officer, personal manager is there, and under personal manager we can see several other managers are there who can just deal with their work. If required, they can also contact with the other managers as well for the smooth functioning of their jobs. Next, coming to the line and staff organization, and this structure combines the benefits of both the line as well as functional structure. And in this form, staff positions are created to assist the line managers. Means the structure remains same as it was in the line organization. Just difference is that staff positions are created to assist the line managers. Why? Because these staff persons will be the expert of their own area. Okay, because as we discussed in line organization that there was a CEO, there was a manager who will be dealing with all the other aspects. So if we talk about a single manager, he would not be effective in dealing with the HR, marketing, as well as finance. So in line and staff, what we have done to assist the line managers, we will be creating a staff positions who will be taking care of that specialized area. Here line authority creating a staff positions who will be taking care of that specialized area. Here line authority and staff people will only have advisory authority. Means line manager will have the authority to take the decision, whereas the people will having the advisory authority only. Those discipline can be seen, and it is based upon plan specialization. Unity of command, again, it can be observed here in this form of organization to a great extent, and it is suitable for medium scale operations. It is little bit costlier than functional, but more costlier than line organization. This is the structure what we can see in line and staff. The line with the arrow is are the line managers, and uh, the line without an arrow is trying to show the staff personnel who are being created to assist the managers in the organization. So this is the end of our session. Introductory concepts we have just finished.